Hello and welcome to the GameDev Meetup 99. Today we'll have three presentations. The first will be from Tumosa, and he will tell us about this cool new stuff, Metaverse. Then Jānis Gitendorfs will tell us about his first game and what he learned from making it. And then Laura, the head of the association, will tell us about EuroPlay and GameDev news. So Thomas, please.
Hi to camera. Is this live stream here? Hello people from the internet. Am I gonna be the only one seeing the slides? It's good, it's good. Don't touch no wires now. Hi, hi guys. So it's pleasure to be here. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me in this event. I'm Thomas. In the social media, I'm known as Tomukas1. I'm founder of VR entertainment studio Zen Republic, and I've been recently really interested in the concept of Metaverse. So without any further ado, we don't have much time and I have a lot to cover, so let me just kind of jump right into it, and you can ask questions at the end if you have any. So first of all, the whole boom started during the COVID. Thing is that before that, only gamers were interested in virtual reality. Um, and during the COVID, many people just started to just kind of mainstreamly just buy headsets, go into like this like the platforms like Altspace VR, VR chat to kind of compensate for maybe a work they lost, to kind of compensate inside the virtual reality. And because of that, people were starting to kind of throw around words like metaverse. Like, this is the metaverse, this is the future, the place where you live inside virtual reality, metaverse. So the whole concept is pretty old, but it just kind of got revived because of the COVID. So thing is, like, currently what's the state of what people imagine as a metaverse is first of all, it's events and conferences. So for the speakers, for networking people who would like to come into some conferences and share contacts, maybe expand their businesses, this was crucial. So people were starting to join the Altspace VR, going into events, hosting events, connecting with each other, changing contacts, and also these images are from Altspace VR. So if you're interested, I've been to some. They're really cool events, and it's really nice people. Most of them, it's really nice thing for us Europeans to have the quarantine, because people from USA don't have any access to live events as well as us. So it's like the best time for us to meet people from across the Atlantic with like really easily. So, and also like actors, directors, whomever else that is doing like acting work, right? People started finding themselves doing virtual concerts, performances. So this one is called Pandora X, and this was very fun. Like, people were they got a group of people together to kind of act, to have like interactive performance in VR, and they rehearsed all in VR, like they kind of met through VR. So just people started using virtual worlds to do whatever they kind of think. If you want to do an event, you can think of whatever. You just build a space and say, hey, this is going to be an event about whatever topic, or this is going to be a concert, right? So people just started thinking about where is it going to go? Where is this going to lead? So, but in the end of the day, this concept of the way they say that these virtual worlds are metaverses, it's kind of flawed, because in the grand scheme, metaverse just kind of means a whole lot of virtual worlds, and these are like Altspace VR, VR chats. They're kind of just platforms or virtual worlds. So basically, you still need an app. You go into that app, you need to create your character, your username, password. It's like a long process to log into it, and there you have an access to one virtual world. But I think that this all gonna change by combining VR with blockchain. So I know this is another one of the buzzwords, but let me run you through why blockchain is gonna save the humanity and make the metaverse work. So does anybody know about NFTs? I'm sure most of you know about cryptocurrencies, right? But NFTs are still some sort of a novelty. So if you don't mind, I'm just gonna kind of run through, try to kind of explain to you what NFTs are, and it's just gonna tie into what's the metaverse gonna look like for everyone in the future. It's gonna tie everything together. So the thing is, NFTs really popped off because of the art. So I'm just gonna have a little one example to explain what NFTs are, and the best example is to use an artwork, because that's how people mostly started to get into NFTs and understand the concept behind it. So let's say I'm a graphic designer. I'm a digital graphic designer. I wanted to make, I made this artwork, this furry creature, and I say like, hey, I think this work is worth something. I think I can sell it for whatever amount. It took me some skills, right? I can ask, like, I can make it one of a kind artwork. But if you want to sell it on anywhere, people can just kind of rip it, right? Save image as, and they own it. So the thing is, the solution to this whole problem is like the new wave. Like it's like music met with electronic music, like dancing got revolution with TikTok. Like now everybody who's dancing is famous, right? So for the art, this is the revolution. The NFTs is the revolution. So thing is, instead of selling the image, right? Instead of selling the image on the internet, you sell a piece of code that has this image embedded to it. So basically, you're selling a contract. You can sell whatever, saying this is a piece of code in the blockchain. Everybody knows who made it, what's the history of it, and it doesn't matter what kind of it is. But for this example, I'm using the artwork, right? So I'm hearing myself from both sides. It's really weird. So when you sell this as a piece of code, of course. Yeah, the opportunities are limitless. So just to kind of continue with this example, so let's say I want to buy this one item, and what does it give? What does it give to me? So first of all, to buy it, I need a crypto wallet, right? Crypto wallet is my identity throughout the blockchain. I have my crypto wallet that I use for everything. So for example, I bought this artwork because I wanted to own it. And what does it give me? Why is it better? What does it have more worth to get an NFT instead of just ripping an image and setting it as desktop background, right? And the thing is the use case. That's where the metaverse, the virtual world concept comes to. So let's say I bought, using my crypto wallet, I bought this artwork, right? And now I somehow need to use it to prove that this item is cool, that only I can own it. And because it's not actually an image, it's a piece of code that has like an image embedded to it. You can use it anywhere, that in any place that uses code. So thing is, imagine it as if like your crypto wallet is like your character in game. Most of you know like MMORPGs, right? RuneScape, whatever else. So in your crypto wallet, you have like your in-game currency, which is like Ethereum or whatever GP this is, for example. And now that I have bought this 2D artwork, you can see it's one of my inventory items. So the crypto wallet is both like your in-game currency and your inventory items. So think of it this way: like your crypto wallet is your virtual identity. So and now I'm gonna go into what does it mean, right? I'm just gonna go right into the blockchain worlds. Like how does this tie in to the virtual worlds? So I have built, like, this is gonna be a very simple use case. You're gonna understand, but the first one's gonna really understand really simply. So I have this virtual world, VR virtual world called Zen Republic HQ. In there, I have like this kind of a social place. People can log in, they can like wave, talk to each other, right? And I have built this simple gallery. I have some NFT artworks. They're just MP4 videos, like they're 8-second or 10-second loops. But the thing is, if and each of them, I like to add that each of them like has the list. Like if you go to the metaverse, you see like this artwork. You come close to it, it starts playing, and there's a list. Like there's 10 of them. So basically, when I made the NFT, I made 10 of them. So like there are 10 copies, and no more is gonna exist in the world. And the thing is, if somebody buys that NFT inside a metaverse, I'm gonna have like on the place like number 3, who owns it? There's gonna be a name. It's like this guy owns the NFT. So you can just download the image, right? You can just place it or have in your computer. But at the end of the day, the owner is the one who logs into the metaverse, and everybody sees that he is the one who owns it. So it's a very simple example without needing to log in with your crypto wallet and anything, but just kind of shows that you own not a graphic design, like the furry, right? But you own a piece of code. So, for example, I struck a deal with that artist that made this furry. I said, what about you drive your customers, like the people who buy your stuff, to my metaverse, and I'll have a little integration with your artworks. So, for example, players can have their own homes in my metaverse, right? And so when they log in, they'll have their own inventory, and if they have bought this NFT artwork, they're gonna be able to use it as an interactable painting, for example. They can put it on the wall, and they're gonna be the owners of that item. So this is where I'm going with it. And now, get ready, because this is getting really insane. This is a virtual world called Somnium Space. It's very niche. So VR is niche, blockchain is niche. So imagine a virtual blockchain kind of place. So it's a very limited amount of people who know about this thing. But the community is very small. But they very much believe in this project, and so they're buying stuff from it from all around. So the thing is, you log in with your crypto wallet here, right? You have like your MetaMask, whatever wallet. You log in with it. You can buy some sort of from a marketplace. You can buy an avatar. You can see like these people have like different avatars. So for example, some person can make a 3D rig, sell it on the marketplace as like a contract. Again, you can see a visual of the rig, right? But you can just buy a piece of code. And when you log in, you can see your inventory, and it says your account, your crypto wallet has bought this item from the marketplace. So you can become this avatar right now. You can put it on as like your avatar, right? And so, and the thing is, Somnium Space, just like many other blockchain virtual reality worlds, what they're currently doing, they're selling land. So the way they're trying to go about it, this whole virtual blockchain worlds, is that players are owning the world. Developers have just kind of made this empty land, which is green parcels. Like you can see green and red. This is an old picture, so all of them are bought out. And these parcels are crazy. Like they cost like $100,000, $500,000. Like people are buying these for crazy amounts. So this is like the early stage of NFTs, where people are just kind of coming in here, buying real estate, and once this goes mainstream, they're gonna be like reselling for much more, right? So basically, just like our grandfathers and way before, they were able to buy cheap land on the physical place, and now we can barely like rent some apartment, right? So this is the way they're going with NFT worlds. So, and what can you do with this NFT land? Oh, and by the way, NFT lands work just the same as any other NFTs. So
Actually, some of them are getting the money back from the advertisers.
Yeah, exactly. So you can basically use your NFT land for whatever, but this land works the same as any kind of artwork that you put in the marketplace. You can just put in the marketplace that I have this piece of land. It's like your inventory item the same way. So when you log in into your with your crypto wallet, you log in the one that you have the land bought as an asset, right? You log into the Somnium Space. You will be able to freely come into the parcel that you have made, that you have bought, and you have full rights to edit it the way you like, whatever. So for example, you can add whatever models, you can import whatever models. like it's limited to what Somnium space kind of allows you to, but 3D models like FBXs, like OBJs, whatever, you can add them to your parcel freely, and you can just kind of customize it whatever you want. The team, the development team cannot do anything about it. Maybe if they see like something's like inappropriate, I'm not sure if they can even do anything about it, but because this is gonna like ruin everything. The whole concept is that players are owning the land, and developers are just like the ones who build the world that they have nothing to do with it. They just kind of control it from the money perspective. And now people are kind of, even now, they're kind of raking money back from owning these lands. So, for example, last year, Burning Man, because it couldn't be hosted in live, it was hosted in Somnium space, virtually. And so on some parcel, somebody who owns a parcel, he got some team or whatever to kind of drop models, make this, I know it doesn't look very good right here, but you just basically put all the models, some nice aesthetics, some cool vibes, right? And he said, pay up some money to enter. It's not gonna be free entrance, you pay up some money. For example, like 0.01 Ethereum or whatever, you pay up to come in. And it's really easy to pay because you've already logged in with your crypto wallet. You have your money just like in-game currency. You just come in, you press a button, and you buy. You don't need any credit cards or whatever, right? So, and then you enter this world and have whatever time you want, right? Another person, this guy made I can't remember his name now, unfortunately, but he made he bought a parcel and he built a gallery that is free to enter for everyone, and by this he's just kind of promoting his works. He has put a lot of artworks here inside, and we say, hey, come in, free entrance. I've built my own gallery. You come in here, watch my artworks, and if you want to support me, if you think they're cool, you can buy them there. So it's just kind of the way of him to promote himself. So the possibilities are limitless. It's just basically what the people want to make of it. So these are kind of the stems of the metaverse, because like it's just a place people can do whatever, right? But it's still this is still called a virtual world. It's called a virtual world because there can be lots of different worlds where people can own land, some games, like different games, different planets, right? And so these are still a virtual worlds. But now let's get to the metaverse, the juicy stuff. So the thing is, there's still, I'm just gonna kind of go through you with kind of like a little story, just kind of try to give you a little kind of imagination fruit of what it's gonna look like, at least from my perspective. So the thing is, what I'm thinking is that instead of like a browser like Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, whatever, right? You would have one singular 3D app, like a VR app. For example, I don't know, I'm gonna go through it at the end, but let's say some unnamed Google Chrome VR. Let's say Google Chrome VR, right? So you would open that, and instead of browsing through websites, you would browse through virtual worlds. So for example, you maybe want to go to some like, I don't know, closed shopping center, right? So you can just enter the website on VR and just enter, instead of going into a website, you go into virtual world and you can walk around and look for stuff. And it's all gonna be multiplayer, and everybody's just like in the internet, you're browsing through websites, in here you will be browsing through worlds. So yeah, internet is an open world. You log in with your crypto wallet. It's going to be your identity throughout the metaverse. You will not need to use, if you want to go to any new website, you need to log in either with your Facebook or whatever, right? You need to always register a new account, register for like emails or whatever. In here, you would just kind of log in with your crypto wallet once, the way you're accessing the metaverse. And from here, you have your own, the same username, the same password, and even the same avatar. So you would even have like your own avatar. You would go to different worlds. For example, you would go to RuneScape world, you would go to whatever kind of virtual world, and you would maintain the same appearance because you're the same kind of avatar. You would have like your own identity, which you can change with avatars, but you will still remain the same. So I was imagining like a few possibilities. Like you would go shopping, right? And I'm thinking at first it would be, it's kind of in people's minds that the way that, oh, virtual reality shopping is going to be like cool. You will be able to go through a mirror. You can like look at yourself. If this item fits you, then you can buy it or not, and maybe order it online. But I think what's going to happen in the future, when people are going to appreciate the NFTs and understand their value, instead of dropping physical shoes, let's say I'm going to just concentrate on shoes, right? Instead of dropping physical shoes, like whatever, Air Jordans, let's say Air Jordans, right? The Nike or whatever, the Jordan team decided to drop NFT shoes. That are like only 1,000 is gonna exist. Only 1,000. You grab them fast before they expire, or before they're no longer gone, before they're no longer available, and they're gonna be shoes that are NFTs. So you're gonna have like shoes. You can go to different place, and you can just like your inventory items, you can just put on your shoes the way that you own. And unlike the physical shoes you would kind of need to vacuum them. You need to store them and make sure that their value doesn't depreciate, because they're rare shoes, right? Their value is gonna depreciate. And in VR, you would just kind of have rare shoes that you can put up on your shoes and go to a virtual Burning Man, right? With your sick clothes that you're not afraid that it's gonna get dirty and whatever, and you can just show off how flashy clothes you have. So just yes, I know it's quite a mouthful to take in, but and also like for example, you can also have some entertainment, right? You went to a shop, you found a friend, say, hey, nice to meet you. It's been a long time. Maybe let's play some game, whatever, right? You can just kind of match up together and go immediately to different world. You need to download a new app. You can just kind of browse through and just go to different world together to play some whatever game. And I think that the most impressive thing of all is that with these worlds, even now with like random blockchain games, you can already make a living playing the games. So if you know, there's the formats of playing like free to play, right? Pay to play, like these are the formats. And now is a new format being introduced to people. It's called play to earn. So basically you get money by just playing the game. Usually it requires some sort of investment, which it's quite a hefty sum at sometimes, depending on if the game is popular or not. If it's not, then you kind of, as an initial player, you pay just only a little price. But if it's like a very popular game, you have to pay up a lot to be able to join the game. But thing is, I'm just gonna use Pokemon. Everybody must know Pokemon, right? So I'm gonna use this example on how you would be able to make money by playing the game. So let's say there's so many different professions, and you can earn money if there's audience for it. If people are playing, if they're just kind of swapping money around and making like it more liquid, right? So for example, I'm a Pokemon trainer. I can go race some Pokemon. I can participate in some tournament. I win some tournament. I get invited to some crazy good tournament where there's going to be prize pool of whatever money, right? People really want to see the best Pokemon trainers in the world, so they buy tickets to be spectators. If they pay more, they get the front row seats. They pay less, they get the back seats, right? And so the revenue is getting shared because people are really excited to see these people being real Pokemon trainers. And but at the end of the day, let's say some people, they say, oh yeah, I made some money, I'm a great Pokemon trainer, and now I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered now breeding my new Pokemon for the best stats, right? So there's a new niche for people to kind of catch their own Pokemons, breed them, right? Make them with good stats, and they then come to trainers and say, hey, buy this Pokemon for me. I've already made the best one for you, so you can train and become the best at what you're doing. And even traders, there can be some people who have caught some legendary Pokemon, and they're just stashing and just selling them off for profit to each other. So there's like a whole ecosystem of people who need each other to thrive. So if there's a need for, if there's an audience for some kind of a game, there can exist a world with infinite jobs that we create. So for example, there can be like a Harry Potter world, right? Dragon Ball world, Pokemon world, whatever you can call it. If there's an audience for it, we can create infinite jobs and be actual professional Pokemon trainers. And just the last thing, the Webaverse is a really cool project that are just geniuses. They're like way ahead of their time. They're doing this. So basically, they are the ones who want to build this idea of one-stop shop. You just open the Webaverse, and from here you can travel through all the different worlds. So the Webaverse is how it's called. It's like in alpha. It's currently very shitty, but they have a great vision. And the best thing I think they offer, like in their plans, what they have is something like standardized asset system or whatever, which means that if you play some game in some world, right? You get, let's say you get some gun, right? You get some gun from a first-person shooter. In theory, what they're trying to say is that you can get this gun because it's an NFT, right? It can be sold on marketplaces. You can go to a different world. For example, the same Pokemon world. You can take out your gun and use the same item in a different world, because like the whole place is the same. All the worlds are the same. They just kind of converge, and you just travel through worlds in the same metaverse. So this is what they're trying to do, and this is the future. I think that's going to happen, and I'm really intrigued about it. So, any questions? I think I've already taken a lot of time. So, if you want, you can, after everybody talks, you can come. We can talk, chat, and you can ask the questions, because I think I used up way too much time. Yeah. I think I think what's necessary for the metaverse to work is the VR. I think that's the whole thing, because for the Second Life, and like most of um, what VR offers, I think, is that when you go in, you have no distractions. You're like fully inside the world. You can't just kind of look at the computer screen, right, and just look at the phone, stay in the same place for a little while, just kind of do whatever and be disinterested. In VR, just kind of when you log in, you're here, and you have like your hands, you have like the body language, and I think that's the kind of the main aspect that's cool about VR, is that because of the distance, you can be in different places, but you can still kind of feel each other, have a physical presence. So I think Second Life, I mean, it's a predecessor. It's like the thing that most people understand who are not gamers, right? They know, yeah, I have heard of Second Life, some sort of social thing, right? But I mean, still, I think it's just gonna exist as a reference to what's gonna be like in VR. So I think it has died like in a computer technical wise, but not inside our heads. Like the memory still exists upon which you're gonna like build the metaverse. So I think like you can't say like it's dead, because like people that are doing social networks, they're basically doing remakes of Second Life, because they were the ones who kind of innovated this idea of being social, not necessarily playing, because like this I really like it about these like new these VR social platforms, is that people are finally figuring out that social platforms are not necessarily games. Like you can go in some place where there's like cartoony avatars moving and grabbing stuff and interacting, and it's not necessarily a game. It's just a place for people to hang out and be. And only gamers understood that before, and now because of the COVID, basically people just kind of started flocking in and understood it. This is not just games. It can be just like hanging out, like some social space. Yeah, I mean, blockchain like automatically has this kind of a way of proving security, because what matters is that every NFT that gets put into the marketplace, like into the blockchain, right? It automatically has the input of who created this NFT. So if you know Team Fortress, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, it's a very popular thing with hats and like whatever tradable objects. You go to some sort of marketplace, you go to a hat, and you see like this guy, this username, he opened it from the chest, this hat, right? And you can see like he traded it to somebody, maybe he got duped, right? The trader or whatever, like these are kind of, you can see like they're hacky. Something happened where they kind of maybe got hacked, but they got the hat returned by the team, and this hat is now called duped. And the item has everything in its history. So thing is with NFTs, you can the same way you can kind of scam an artist. For example, you can say, oh, this artist makes some crazy NFTs. Maybe I can just rip his image, right? Plant it as a new NFT and say, hey, I'm selling this art. This is my artwork, right? But the thing is, you might scam some people, but at the end of the day, people are gonna be able to go to the one who made this NFT. They go to your address and they see if you have no like accolades, maybe you have no proper social media attached or whatever, people are gonna think you're scam. So you need to kind of prove with your kind of page that you're placing your NFTs from, that you're the legit one. So so the thing is, the security is kind of inherent because of the history of what's making it. Yeah, I mean that's basically the NFTs kind of rule out all the middlemen. So there's no, I mean, there's still the game part is kind of. Yeah, I mean, there's still some logic, right? That you can kind of hack and dupe the items, and that happens. But the same way is that if you kind of hack some way in the game wise and duplicate those items, right? Is going to be written in the history. There's going to be some inconsistencies. So I've already I know that there were some games, I'm not sure, I can't remember the name, but they had this issue of people duplicating the items, but they said we got this handled, we know this issue. It all comes down to the history. Like, because if you mint one item, the company, the game is kind of it's in the game's charge to kind of mint, and so if you kind of hack for the system to mint more, they're gonna understand this whole system. So I mean, sure, there are ways to hack, but because of the history and because of the blockchain, these capabilities, you can kind of prevent it and stop it. But of course, like everywhere in digital world, there are bound to be scams, hacks, and it's gonna be up to some people to find the ways to overcome it. It's gonna be constant battle of black hats versus white hats, which I think that is. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thanks. And the next one is Jānis with his presentation about his first game. So we'll have to switch the presentation.
Yo. Hello, everyone. Okay. So yeah, my presentation won't be as beautiful because I'm not an artist. So there might be a typos as well because software engineers usually type fast. So we rely on a IDE for the spell checks and mistakes. So yeah, this is me, originally from Tulsi. Couple of the facts, so before you approach me, make sure you read them correctly. That's me definitely 5 years ago. Yeah, check the fact page, so hard the best because I saw the picture a friend of mine sent me that there was Alliance and Horde flag. So yeah, make sure you don't talk about Alliance. So yeah, I founded this small company, so to call, and started to make my game pretty much at the beginning of the year. At the 2020 summer, I decided after 10 years in web development, it's time to quit. So I did that part. How it went, let's see. And yet, after long vacation of a couple months, I decided to actually start my first game, which is called Crown of Pain. It's co-developed by Coldwell Games. I think most of the people know them. So yeah, I was approaching actually in the job ad in the Discord, and I wanted to start it in the game dev space, and didn't mind anything just besides having the job, even in this internship, since yeah, that was my goal. And I approached Vladimir, and he just asked me, "Can you make this? Can you make that?" And we started from there. So after building couple of features and things, so we ended up of let's make a game. So maybe that was Vladimir's plan, but yeah, it worked well, and we actually signed an agreement and all that stuff. So official things. So yeah, at the top of this beautiful presentation, of course, you can see the iterations of the game itself. This is one before the BRSD 10 event. So this is kind of raw sketch of the game, what it is. It's basically a match 3 tactical adventure, which at the beginning was an idea of roguelike, but that didn't work out pretty well. It was difficult to put a lot of things together, and I believe there was actually like 5, 6 prototype ideas before the BRSD 10 and like 3 after, so we kind of now on the road making something that looks like a game. Yeah, at the BRSD 10 version, some might have been playing it. This is the build what was published there. So when making my first game, pretty much you don't know anything besides that you want to make game, and the good part was I was getting off the idea that I cannot do that, and I starting to get that I can do that, but as always it was an emotional roller coaster, and then Did I wanted to quit? Not sure, not sure yet, but so far so good. So yeah, the beautiful round circle was that my idea was trying to make the since it's an act like turn-based game, which is based on the match tree. Usually, if you don't have a lot of things in the beginning, you end up with empty matches. So I tried to implement this stuff called if there is no turn for that particular part, you get like something at least, like filling up some things and making the smaller turns. But well, that didn't turn out well. This is the first map as well, inspired by Slay the Spire, kinda, which wasn't like generated, but I needed something for the event, so I put it together anyway. Yeah, quit the part with the health bars because I didn't know how much health the enemy had, nor I did for myself. And here you can see already a couple sneak peeks of the characters. We also tried the version of drawing the, I don't know how from artistic perspective it's called, but with not the cards but actual characters. It would look weird a little bit, so we ended up with the cards. Moving on, already implementing couple of stuff many times. This is one before the current one. Don't mind the smiley face. If somebody knows why it's there, maybe I can buy a beer for you. But yeah, this is kind of getting close to somewhere. Here I try to implement some new things, which I kind of tried to save time for the artist, who is, by the way, Zana from Coldwell Games. Took an inspiration from Hearthstone by making these borders around, so you can technically make one spider into 4, since there's a lot of not a lot of pixels there, so it's basically like 36 times something. So making 3 types of spiders, it's really difficult, right? So yeah, we made the borders and stuff like that. So at the right now it doesn't look much, but under the hood there's actually like a whole UI layer and the map and traveling between. So yeah, I'm just showing kind of incrementing progress and telling what I learned from what I changed and stuff like that. And yeah, at the current build, no, this is one before this one. That's the node spot, of course. One thing I actually thought of myself is how I can prolong the game and make the loop more interesting. Is I stopped asking what actually players should do, and I started asking what would be interesting experience for myself, and then I ended up with an idea, which is not original idea. Definitely somebody has thought of it, but I started to think, why should I always make just an enemies or characters? I think I should make something from interactive environment. It's just for a story-driven type of an idea, where you basically create like a spider webs or bushes and stuff like that, which you put in front of the enemy as a card. It's still like a character, right? But if you imagine the story, like there's 2 spider webs and then there is a spider between that, behind that, then you can technically imagine with the background that there's kind of, you slash first the spider webs and then you get to the spider part. So it's kind of enhancing the environment more, because I personally think a lot of games miss that part, but everyone in the RPG world especially now starts to realize how environment can be actually a very interesting idea. I know games like even New World, I actually found after I made this in the New World, who played, that there is a part where you go to the cave and there's this spider web exactly in front, which was kind of interesting because I made this before, and then I went to the New World, played, and there was a similar idea where you go, you slash the spider web, and after that there is some enemies and stuff like that. And about the enhancing environment part, a lot of games start to make mechanics for gathering stuff, for farming stuff. I know MMORPGs right now enhance fishing by making fishing mechanics that you have to hold the mouse to hold the line. It's of course in the smaller games, but the rest of the things like gathering, farming are just press and interact and you get it, right? But I think in the very soon, I think personally, the game start implementing small mechanics for, I don't know, maybe dragging the mouse around for farming, like getting the herbs and stuff like that. I think there's a potential in the enhancing more environment and making mechanics there. So yeah, there's a GIF how it works. Sorry for the bad quality of the GIFs because I put them in today and I forgot. So yeah, this was basically just this is the part where I up. So yeah, I missed. So yeah, basic idea started with just matching like at least 3 elements, but after BRSD 10 there was nice suggestions that came together with ours, was that you actually would be more interesting if you can build upon it and scale with multiple matches like together and getting something better for the turns, and that I actually made as well. These are just another examples of making like a bush or spider web. Just you get sticky and get weakened by if you don't make a turn or don't cut them off faster and stuff like that. So you can like create characters without creating characters. Yeah, this is another level which is from today's build. And yeah, if I would made a better gift, then you could see there that there's actually like you match 3 of one type and 3 of the second type to get a different ability. Like now, there was a different one. From the things I have built, pretty much that's everything. Like I have built everything to make a content in the game itself, so it's building upon that part. There's like debuffs, effects, multiple matches. You can get like a debuffs that you need to wait the turns, or you can match specific elements to get rid of it, and stuff like that. That's very good for bosses, for example, that he just stuns every second turn your all characters or just one, and then you have to match the 3 specific elements to get rid of it. So it's kind of mechanics there. Yeah, one thing that I learned the hard way, I would say, that make tools, not the game itself first. So make the designs, put the tool together, and then using the tool make the game, because after changing a lot of stuff, I kind of get tired of it, and started to building a tool that supports my game content. And yeah, I just put a screenshot. There's actually ability tabs that you can like put in, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's kind of a lot of stuff to talk about, but this is like the iterations that I learned over the course mostly from the BRSD 10, and there was some feedback that started to enhance the ideas and put yeah, that's Unity. That's a custom tool I built myself, so I just put together, and yeah, the borders was a nice idea to just get off the idea that the artist has to draw 3 types of spider. If she can just draw one, and we can add like a silver linings or gold linings, that's cool. Yeah, there's like an RPG elements a lot inside now, because that's a lot easier to scale upon in the future. That I can add just those things. Yeah, behind the scenes there's also the UI parts where you can unlock the abilities that you can combine together with different characters, and there's like right now there's like 20-30 around abilities to combine with the I think with couple like 15 characters around there. Mercenaries, that's actually your characters, is like 4 5 now, and like the enemy types. So yeah, make tools, not coding the game. That will help. A couple of screenshots. These are from the trailer. And yeah, there's I could put a lot of stuff, but I didn't want to put everything. There's backgrounds for each levels, and whole story. I always try to imagine a whole story. How would I go there? From what I'm getting, where is my stopping points, what I'm earning, and like the basic game mechanics, how it should be, and trying to build some type of story ideas there. So yeah, that's my progress. The game is not yet ready, but I'm planning for a launch on early access on Steam around the start of October, around that, maybe late October. So yeah, that's my details for if somebody needs something from me, definitely reach out. And yes, thank you. Yes, and of course, if somebody has a question. No, right now it's pure random. But I actually thought of that stuff because there, the field is pretty big here. It would be more practical to do that in mobile games where the field is a lot smaller. So you have to think of the advanced stuff right there. But since the field is pretty large right now, that would be one part. I was worried about since at the beginning you don't have a much like abilities that this is basically used by the matches. If you don't have that, you are left with an empty one, and it's kind of punishing. And that's why I might come back and think of something like around there. But the only thing that's built there is the logic that you don't get the match in the beginning and stuff like that. Uh, the tools, oh, like the packages from Unity or stuff like that. You mean? This is made in Unity by me, so all these the tabs and all the stuff that's made by me. Under the hood, this uses Odin Inspector. So there's a lot of stuff that can be used from there. Put this together myself. Then I'm using for UI part, I'm using this package called Doozy. It's pretty popular package, but it has a lot of features and saves ton of time. I used for the saving, I used one called Easy Save Tree, but it kind of made a lot of mess for me, at least. So I ended up ditching that one and made one smaller for my needs only. So there's kind of two packages basically. I'm the only one. Besides, I'm developing the game with Cold Wild Games. For now, they are doing the art part mostly, and Vladimir is helping me out with this is not going to work and this might work part. So kind of helping me to put this together. So yeah, Vladimir helped me a lot of getting over more like mental barriers, since the first part after the prototyping is one of the hardest besides finishing the game, of course, right? So you have to get over the part where you think, what should I do next? Well, okay, I made this prototype, I had a lot of fun, and these are the features, but that's not the game. When you start putting a lot of things together, there's a lot more stuff to do. So we kind of started from there, and they helped me with that one. So yeah.
Thank you, Jānis. And now we'll have the last presentation from Laura. She will tell us about EuroPlay and other news regarding game development in Latvia and outside of Latvia. Laura, is this correct? Only Latvian news or something also outside? Well, mostly Latvian. Yep.
Okay, welcome to the semifinals of EuroPlay Latvia. Whoa, so there's quite a bit silence here, and perhaps because you do not know what EuroPlay is. Basically, EuroPlay is Eurovision for games. In a bit longer explanation, it is that one chance throughout the whole year where each European country chooses one and only one unreleased game to represent their entire country. And we have done that, and now we will present you the results. But before that, a bit more information about EuroPlay from the main organizers of the whole event, UK or UK Interactive Entertainment. I need sound. A technical pause. Yep. There's supposed to be 15, but in reality, I think there are 9 who have approved and found their games. So basically, some were lazy. I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't seen Lithuania. I actually haven't seen them for 2 years, since EuroPlay has been happening for 2 years. So. Headphone, yeah? Okay. Okay, sorry about that. So let's hope we have sound now. Are the videos gonna play with this? Fashion away, okay. Good thing we tested it. This is awkward. Right, say. So, any Nu, protams, es taču pārbaudīju. Skaņa man ir. Tā, kas ir tā par ierīci, kuru šobrīd neskan? Neiesprādīju. Present, tur, kur vārds ir. Aha. Jā.
Hi, my name's Leon and I'm the Member Relations Manager at UKI, which is the trade association for video games here in the UK. I want to start by saying a massive congratulations to everyone that's made it this far in the Latvian EuroPlay semi-final, and I'll see the winner of the competition in EuroPlay final. So a little bit about EuroPlay. We set this up last year off the back of the fact that a lot of companies couldn't get to international trade shows and couldn't show their games in front of press or investors or publishers. And so we spoke to Gamescom about kind of launching this European-wide competition in which 15 different countries could submit one game from their territory that was unreleased to compete in the final. And the winner was crowned EuroPlay Video Game Contest Final winner. And last year, the winner was Spain with their game Melbots. So hopefully, who knows, it could be you this time, it could be us. I've got fingers crossed for the UK, obviously a bit biased. But yeah, it's, you know, I've seen some of the games that have come in so far and they're very exciting. So this year, the competition is going to take place on the 26th of August at 6 p.m. BST until 7 p.m. BST. It will be streamed live across Twitch, Twitter and YouTube. Our key sponsors this year are Quali, MCV and Video Games Chronicle, so we're getting some very good coverage online already, but we'll be announcing the finalists for EuroPlay next Tuesday in a press release. So whoever wins this competition that you're running right now will be included in that press release, and we will share all of the kind of informational packs with you prior to that and the links We're also running a Developer Publisher Expo next Wednesday. So the day after the press release goes out, we'll be running this expo for press, influencers, publishers and investors to come along to meet the studios. So you're more than welcome to kind of attend that, and it should be good. But I just want to say congratulations on getting this far, and I look forward to seeing the finalists for EuroPlay in the competition. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the evening.
So thanks, Leon, for recording this video. And basically, to sum it up, the one game that will represent Latvia will get additional media coverage, and the game to win in the finals will get meetings with investors, publishers, media, and influencers. But before we move on to that, let's look back. So this is not the first year Latvia is participating in EuroPlay. Last year, we were represented by a small team of indie developers who actually started their game in a Global Game Jam. And they got to the final. Sadly, they did not win. But let's watch the video, the trailer of the previous Latvian representatives, the game Peaceful by the team Olive.
Peaceful is a puzzle platformer where each level is made up of multiple pieces that you can rearrange while you're in the level. Every puzzle becomes about exploring the different ways how you can arrange each level and discovering the various ways these pieces can interact with each other. Peaceful follows a little robot-like creature that is being haunted by a constant noise. Only by venturing to the far corners of this colorful world might they find some sort of peace. We're hoping that any player who has dealt with the inability to find peace might discover something new about themselves in this game. Peaceful is being developed by the team and Olive, consisting of 2 programmers and a designer. All the gameplay footage you're seeing is from the Game Jam version of Peaceful, and the game is very early in development, but we have ambitious plans to create a far more polished game, with a story that's both wholesome and heart-wrenching, puzzles that are both challenging and exciting, and a world that's both noisy and beautiful.
So that was Team Olive with their previous year finalist game, Peaceful. But let's move on. So this year, the Latvian semi-final voting was done by a public vote via Twitter. We had a Twitter poll. So 133 people voted to choose their game, the representative of our country. 4 games were submitted, and let's start with the one that, well, they had the least votes, but that doesn't mean, maybe it wasn't their year this year, maybe it will be the next year. So the first ones I'm going to talk about is a game called Spaceship Adventures by 2 developers, Raimonds Udris and Ilze Rutske. So this is a VR escape room where you are alone in a spaceship that is on a crash course with an asteroid. And now you have to solve puzzles and act quick and save the ship and your own life. Let's watch the trailer.
Access denied.
Okay, a round of applause for Raymond Soudris and Ilse Rutska and their game Space Adventures. The next game is a mobile game. It's a game that we never asked for, but we are glad that we got. It's a game, a chance for you to actually understand and feel what it is to live like a vacuum cleaner. So let's watch the video of Pompo and made by a solo developer, Nick Hardy Games. A round of applause for Pompo, made by Nick Hardy Games. The next one is a love letter to all you retro fans out there. The next game is Space Wreck by Paris Entertainment. It is a post-apocalyptic hardcore RPG with an extreme focus on role-playing. Let's watch the trailer.
Decades after the apocalypse, you find yourself stranded on a derelict space station. Only you will decide who is the hero of this story. An explorer. An investigator. A soldier. An engineer. A diplomat. Or just a jerk. Welcome to the Space Wreck.
A round of applause for Space Wreck, made by Paris Entertainment. And the next game, another pixel art masterpiece. And this is the last, but definitely not the least, because it got the first place by a vote. It got 57.1% of all of the votes. This game is The Case of the Golden Idol. It's made by Color Gray Games, and it is a pixel art detective game where you piece together clues and reconstruct the events of historical murder case. How very Latvian. We love our murder. So let's watch the trailer. Congratulations to Color Grey Games and their game, The Case of the Golden Idol. They will be representing Latvia in EuroPlay finals. So thank you everyone, and please let's remember to vote on the finals, which will happen at the same time as part of the Gamescom. Let's help our team to win. That's it. Thank you.